Hello everyone, it is Andrea, and today I'm coming at you with a plan with me in my Erin Condren planner, and I'm using the SciFi fan collection. I thought this would be perfect because this is the week of Father's Day, and my husband is a father, and he likes sci-fi stuff. So I saved this collection for Father's Day. It is, I'm going to put in air quotes, an older format. There's not too much different really. I did end up pulling in some of the like generic black and white date covers from my shop so that I could have the slimmer version of those. And I did only have Scribbler 3 at home with me, like currently. Instead of, well, sorry, I had Scribbler 6, which is the blonde one because I used to be blonde, and I was like, okay, I'll just use the Scribblers in my multicolor. But after last week having to like pull Scribblers and doodles and stuff, I did not want to deal with that. So I'm just going to be using Scribbler 6 and calling it a day. I did also decide this week to try something different with the sidebar. I don't know if I really like it. It's kind of reminiscent of how I used to do my sidebar like 2-3 years ago. So I'm going to try it this week and at the end of the spread see if I like it or not. And also, if you see me cutting the underlays, I feel like the Planet Hannah underlays were like a little bit wide for some reason. So I just went ahead and trimmed those a little bit on top of the Caress Press foil, which I did use a Caress Press foil bundle. This is the Alien, I think, foil bundle in Sparkly Hollow, but I love the way this turned out. The Planet Hannah underlays, I think, are called Space or Space something, and I got those in ice. I thought those would be really nice with the like tealish color in this kit. So let's go ahead and get into the day by day. Okay, fam, we're gonna leave the sidebar till the end because I don't really know what I want to put in there, but it's just like there for the options. So let's go ahead and start with Monday. On Monday, I did a lot of work. It says work, 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 work. And I put that in whenever I am hustling and bustling. So I did do that. And then I also finished a book this day. I finished Love and Focus. I was really looking forward to this, and I actually did get, I think it's the Afterlight special edition of this book. And I liked it, but I did not love it like I thought I would. It was not my favorite, but I think I gave it like a 3-star question mark. It was cute, but yeah, I finished that this day. So for work, I'm using the doodle from the Doodle Sampler. For scripts this week, I am using version 2. It's a little hard to see in the font on these. I did not pick this background. My supplier just sent it to me, and I was like, okay, I guess this is what we're doing now. So not now, but like for this one, for future, I'm gonna be like, so make sure it's on the one where we can like see the stuff, you know what I mean? Like this paper here. Well, let me show you. Usually it's on this, so I'm not sure what they were thinking. So work, and then like I said, I finished Love in Focus, so I am gonna do, I think I was listening to that one because I remember I really liked their like their accents. They were really, really pretty. And then I did drive Bennett to my in-laws. I actually don't have any mini icons out because this is a Caress Press foil bundle. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab from my basics binder. The back of Hollow is Sparkly Hollow. So I'm just going to grab those. It's funny because last week I was like struggling to like find icons because I was like using so many of them. And I was like, I'm too lazy to pull it out, but honestly should have just pulled it out because this is a Sparkly Hollow spread. So for driving Bennett to my in-laws, I'm probably going to pick the car if I can find one. Yeah, right here. So we have the car. I can get my tweezers working. So for Love and Focus, I am using a pen to write my planner these days, Uniball 1.38. And then we're just going to write in Love in Focus. And then I'm just going to write B, arrow, in-laws. So I took him over there. Afterwards, I went on a little itty bitty baby HEB run. So for that, I'm just going to use one of these. I was just hanging out with Theo and Lila then, vibing as one does. I'm just going to use a fancy label for that. And then this night we did have the magic finale for our magic draft group. And I'm actually not going to use this one. The person who, like, is the, like, best at magic ended up winning. And it was funny because no one, like, there was no, like, oh my God moment. It was just like, oh yeah, he won. And we were like, okay, next. Because we were all, like, playing, like, our decks that we made last week while they were finishing up this, like, final, like, round, I guess would be the best way to say it. So for HEB, I'm going to grab a little icon from these mini icons, which I do have a bunch of different, like, mini icon sheets in the shop and a lot of the, like, core fun foils. And for HEB, I will just go ahead and use a grocery script. So I'm going to do grocery run from the script sampler. And then for hanging out with Theo and Lila, I think I'm just going to use the Play-Doh and Lego blocks and just do a with T and Lila. And then for the magic finale, I'm just going to go ahead and write that in. My handwriting has been very, like, whatever you want to do, girl. It's just doing what it wants to do. On Tuesday, I did do drop-offs this day. I don't really know why. Usually Nick does drop-offs. I think he had something going on. I think he had to go down to the old office for something. I don't remember, but I was doing drop-offs this day. Normally he does them. He actually likes driving. I'm not, like, a really big fan of it. If I had to pick, I wouldn't pick doing drop-offs. But, like, today I dropped off Tofu at day camp. She, like, loves it. I've never met a dog who, like, is so obsessed with day camp. She, like, loves other dogs, though. Like, she, like, her tail, like, I almost got whiplash from it. She was so excited. But we dropped her off today, so I guess I'm filming them because girl is loud. And then, so I did that drop off today, and I, like, took Bennett with me, and we went to Walmart, but that's, like, a current thing. You'll hear about that in, like, 6 weeks, you know. So I did drop off, and then I had a mental breakdown, which I talked about last week, where I have this thing with appointments, where if I have a lot of appointments that I, like, sometimes will just kind of lose my mind. And this is the day that I was supposed to take Tofu to, what's it called? I was supposed to take Tofu to, training. And I just was, like, so anxious about it. I was, like, crying and, like, about to throw up. And I don't know. I just, like, I'm, like, disappointed in myself that this is, like, my reality. But it just is my reality. And the only way to, you know, function is to just cancel some stuff. So I canceled her training. And I feel bad about it. But at the same time, like, it's just the way the cookie's going to crumble. Nick also had the opportunity to, like, if he wanted to do the training. But he didn't really want to. So I figured if that was the case, that it wasn't really that bad that I didn't want to. I don't know. I'm just still trying to, like, rationalize because I feel bad about it. Oh, we're going to be using whatever. I don't really care. This is going to bother me, but you know what? That's the way the cookie crumbles. So, I have Sad AF on here. Might as well use it because it's, like, very similar to what I was vibing with. And then I also have a appointment sticker on here. I feel like I needed, like, 16 of these appointment stickers. Okay, then I did go ahead and go to SPC after my massage appointment on do some worky works. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm actually going to put in, let's just do the stickers because I don't know what I was doing. Usually if I'm, like, it probably was printing orders, I would use, like, a Dymo label situation, but I do not have that. So, like, notes on, like, what I was doing. So I'm just going to do a little work. And then I did work at home, which I feel like doing work and work doesn't make sense. I should have put at SPC here. But I think that that is an oh well situation. So let's just do it with, I'm burping up a storm today. This. And I'm gonna do, for work at home, I will just use the scribbler with the laptop. Might as well. And underneath that, I wanted to put in that I did finish Does It Hurt, which is an H.D. Carlton book. And I really love, I mean, judge me all you want. I mean, this is just my reality. I'm judging myself. I really loved Haunting Adeline. I thought it was really good. But I was like, and I read all of the Haunting Adeline. Like, there's a billion other books that are like, not a billion, but you know, I'm just like a big exaggerator. There's a bunch of books like in that realm, and I liked all of them. I didn't like them as much as Haunting Adeline, but any which way, I'm gonna do a hustle sticker. I kind of forgot I had this. Which I could have used last week, but hustle. And I was like, okay, I'm going to read Does It Hurt, which is also by H.D. Carlton, and see how I like it. And I was like, I think I gave it 3 stars. I mean, I was like intrigued and like in it to win it. And I annotated this thing, read it physically, and it was actually really funny. Like, I really liked the female main character in it. I don't remember what her name was. I want to say Sawyer and Enzo. I really liked her. I liked her like attitude and just kind of like the vibes, but I didn't like the storyline and like where it went. Like, I wasn't like mad about it, but I wasn't like, oh gosh, this was such a good like story with lots of I don't know. I just was like, okay. And there was a lot of like a big chunk in the middle was just smut. I hate that. And I mean, you're thinking, oh, Haunting Adeline, but like it's different. If you read both of them, maybe you'll understand. Anyways, I read that, finished that book that day. And then on Wednesday, I did actually do drop off with Nick. We went together. It was like such a romantic little date because we actually went on like a little breakfast date after. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to do the little car. I'm actually doing pickup today with him too because the kids requested it. It's funny because I was like, oh, I'll pick you up. And they're like, no, you and Daddy. And I was like, okay, all right, not just me. I'm not good enough. All right. So I'm joking, by the way. I'm joking like a lot. I'm a big jokester. Then Nick and I went to breakfast. We went to this place called Gold's, which is like a diner for breakfast. Gold's Diner. And then we did some errands. I had some returns to do and different things like that. So I'm just going to go ahead and use another one of these larger little thing labels. And I think since like one of the big things was like a bunch of returns, I'm going to do like the little dollar icon for that. I don't think I have like an errands sticker, do I? I do. Okay, let's use that. I have a lot on here. Like more than I had on like previous sheets. So I feel like I'm like not aware of what I have. And then later on, Lila and I did clean her room, which took a bit. So I'm going to use this for that. And for cleaning Lila's room, I think I will use where's the laundry basket or like the laundry pile? Oh, here we go. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this because we like obviously had to clean her closet. And I'm just going to write in Lila room. Her room's such a mess all the time. I feel like the kids, because it's downstairs, they always like infiltrate her room first. And it gets very, very messy. And then we have a McDonald's. Like, McDonald's has always been our like farthest away fast food place, which is like, if you knew where I lived, it's kind of humorous because I literally have every other fast food that you could think of is closer than McDonald's. That's how it was previously. McDonald's is my favorite fast food. Just hands down, there's no contester. So it's always funny, like, if I went to McDonald's, I'm like, it's like the farthest away fast food. I mean, I'm talking, I have everything closer than the McDonald's. And McDonald's is only the one previously. I have 2 actually that are about 8 minutes away or 6 minutes away. But now I have a McDonald's is my closest. So we went to the McDonald's grand opening this day, which I'm going to be honest with you, this has been deemed as the trash McDonald's by Nick. He hates this McDonald's with a like passion. He just is like always mad after he goes. And even Hannah like went and got stuff the one time on her way here, and she was like, that was like the worst McDonald's experience of my life. And I was like, no, literally it is not a good McDonald's. And then this day I did finish reading Rose Bargain, which just was a 5-star read for me. This, I don't know though. So on the front, Bargain of the book, it is on like the original cover. I have the like fairy loot or something. I don't know. It's quoted by, I think it's Stephanie Garber maybe, or Ashley Poston. I don't know. It's blurred by one of them as like it says like dark, and then I think like romantasy or dark something. And I was like reading it, I'm like, it's not dark. I don't know what we're calling dark about this. But like the whole time I'm like, it's not very like fantasy IMO. It's like, it was more so like Regency with like a dash of fantasy. Like the fantasy was more like a light fantasy, if that makes sense. Like it was very like light fantasy. But by the end, I was like jaw on the floor. Like, oh my gosh, the twist was like wild. And then like I love whenever there's like a twist and you don't see it coming, but then they kind of like back explain like how some things kind of like connected, and you're like, oh shiz, yeah. And it's not like a twist where like there was no hints or like nothing that they like can tie it together, and you're like, oh, that's like a twist with like, it's like Dan being Gossip Girl. Like that is not like, no, that way, no. But anyways, I really liked Rose Bargain, and I can't wait to read the next one. I wouldn't say it's like a 6-star, like must read, everyone should run that loves romantasy or whatever, but I really did like it. Then on Thursday, I went to Hannah's. So I'm actually going to just flip this over. So for that, I am going to do actually one of these. And then I'm going to do a with H. Should have put like at H, but honestly, it's all good. I'm going to actually do the little house. So it's like I'm at her house. Very cute. We did just game a bunch. So we went to Barnes & Noble. And then for lunch, we did like a little wild card because I was craving it. We went to OK Dog, which has like Korean corn dogs, and I quite love them. They are delicioso. So for that, I want to put in that we did game. I think I actually have some from Hannah. I have these like gaming things, like icons. Let's do little cards in here. And then we did go to Barnes. So for Barnes, I'll do the books. I think this day I got a bunch of, is it manhwa, or it's like manga but like Korean, I think. And I was so excited because they're colorful, and I think that like, I don't know, maybe it's because I read so much graphic novels that whenever I read manga and it's like black and white, I'm like, I don't know, I'm just like not as like, it doesn't give the sparkly effect. Like I'm like, ooh, sparkly. It's not actually sparkly, but it's like whenever I see pictures in color, I'm like, ooh, color. Like it's like a very like simple-minded thing in my head. And whenever, I'm going to use the fork and knife, I think, for this one. Or actually, no, I don't know. I thought I had maybe in this pile. I know I have maybe some more of those Once More with Love, like chubby. This one. That's the one I need for this situation. Because I ate 2 of the corn dogs, which is kind of a lot. Let's do actually, this is me, because this is me and Hannah both eating our corn dogs. Okay, so let's do, hold on, I'll talk in a second. But there was like a sparkly appeal to them being in color. So I bought like 6 naturally. I only read 1 so far, and let me just do a shopping script. Really liked it. It was like, I meant to tell Katniss Jess to like pick it up if she ever sees it. Sorry, I'm like congested. But it is, I don't remember what it's called. It's like the, actually I have it right here. not the actual book, but I have this one. Perks of Being an S-Class Heroine is so cute. I loved it. I thought it was adorable and fun and different. And I was LOLing, and I was immediately like, this is something that I need to keep, you know, in mind whenever I'm buying books, is I need to get more of those. But I have other ones that are like vampires and other stuff, and I've been so into vampires. I don't know why, but Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, that book, which I read like here-ish, that changed my whole like brain. Like I feel like I almost got in like a slump because I was like, I'm still thinking about it, and it's just kind of like, what? Anyways, this night we did have dinner with some of my friends. They were doing like a girls' night, and they actually texted and was like, oh, like, do you want to bring Hannah? And I was like, yeah. So we went to, should be perfect for this. We went and got some, it was kind of like Italian, sort of. I probably wouldn't go back. It wasn't my favorite meal I've ever had. And it was very expensive with girls. But the Caesar salad was really good. I kept thinking about that, and I'm glad that we got the Caesar salad. But we went and did that, and before we got like down to like where we were going to eat early, and me and Hannah shared some piece of cake ice cream, which is our favorite ice cream, which if you haven't ever heard that story, it's kind of a fun one. I'm gonna go and see if I have any ice cream. I do. Ooh, it's perfect. It's like yellow. So me and Hannah, like, there's this ice cream shop, and they have like, you know, your normal fare of ice cream. Let me write this. Piece of cake. That's not an I, but you know. But they have this ice cream it's like yellow, and it has like fudge in it and then pieces of like pound cake in it. And I like flipped out whenever I saw that that was offered, because whenever I was younger and I would go to my mom's in the summer, which was like 4 hours from my house in this like small town, they had this ice cream shop that served Perry's ice cream, and they had a flavor called piece of cake. Now this one is a Kilwins that we go to now, and it's not called piece of cake, it's called something different, but it's the exact same ice cream. And y'all, I about passed out the first time I saw it, because I had not had it in, I don't know, 13 years, 14, 15 years. So I was like, I told Hannah about this, and I showed, like, a long time ago, I think I texted her and I showed her the thing, and she's like, shut up, that's like my favorite ice cream from my childhood. I used to get it whenever I would go to my like sister's soccer games or something, and she was like freaking out. So now it's like a shared thing. So we got some of that, and we just shared a scoop, which was so romantic, before dinner, which honestly really was the perfect amount, IMO. Their scoops there are huge. And honestly, whenever we got a scoop, and then me and the kids, and I think Hannah and Nick were there as well, got a scoop the next time, it was like triple the size. So I don't know. It's very inconsistent scoop size there, but it was good. So I did work on Friday morning, and then I went to Home Depot, because I think this was when I was in my like gardening era. I haven't really marked it too much, because I feel like I do like a couple little things a day, and it never seems like enough to like mark, you know? It's like one of my daily chores that I just don't mark, is like gardening stuff, right? So I went to Home Depot, and I was like looking for stuff. I was looking for tomato cages, and I was looking for like some other things, and it was like a real production trying to find anything at the Home Depot. And I'm like really excited, because then I found out that a Lowe's opened near me, and I'm like, thank God. I just feel like Home Depot is trash. I don't know. If you love Home Depot, I'm really happy for you, but I just personally hate it, if I'm being real with you. So I went to Home Depot. She was so annoying. Couldn't find anything. I even called my father-in-law, because he like goes to Home Depot too, and I was like, do you know where the tomato cages are? And he didn't answer my phone call. So he like texted me, or no, he did answer my phone call. And he was like explaining it to me, and I'm like, I do not see them. I was like, all right, I'll go figure it out. And like everyone that is not like super helpful there, it was just a whole thing. I'm a complainer. I'm actually gonna use like little seed packets, because I was doing a gardening activity. But then like once I found out where they were, I was like, okay, I see why he explained it like that, but I also asked somebody who worked there, and I feel like they could have been a little bit more helpful. And especially after going to Lowe's a bunch of times since then, I was like, Lowe's is it. Like, the people at Lowe's, like, they'll walk you to it. They'll talk to you about it. They're like, do you need anything else? Like, what projects are you working on? Like, and like, actually, like, they don't seem annoyed. Do you know what I mean? And this is the type of thing that's happened every single time I've went to Home Depot. So I'm just done with Home Depot. Oopsies. Which I feel like is, like, the thing, right? So, they irritated me. Irritated. All right, a little script fell out. So that, and then I went to H-E-B with Lila. So let's just grab these. And I'll do with Lila. Like I said, my handwriting has been better with Lila. And then I doom scrolled on Garden Talk, because this is my current obsession, is Garden Talk. So for that, I think I have little gardening. Maybe it's an outdoors, yeah. Little gardener scribblers, because why not, right? And I'm just going to do hashtag garden talk. And then we did have a game night this night. I think this night we played Sidereal Confluence, which is one of our favorite games to play. It's also probably arguably one of the most chaotic games we play, because it's a really big setup and it's an economic game. There's a lot of like trading, promising things, selling things, etc. So it gets pretty wild and it takes like the whole night to play, but it's very, very fun. And we're trying to more so play board games that we already know and play them like more times, because a lot of times like we get so many new games and let me see if I have anything. We are constantly want to playing like what's new and hot, and then I feel like we never get to play, you know, like if there's modules in games, or get to try like different strats with the whole group. So we're trying to kind of circle back to games that we really love and play them a bunch of times, so we have a chance to play. Especially like there's some games where like you could play as different types of characters. Like this one, they're like every like faction has different things going on, and we've all only really played one faction for the most part. Okay, then on this day, we're going to go ahead and put in, we're going to use a washi or something. Yeah. I'm going to put in hashtag no kings, because I don't really need to talk about it too much, but I don't know if I'm going to put, I think I'm just going to do this. Because here in America, we don't have any kings, just saying. Political climate is kind of like, has me in a chokehold, obviously. And I feel like depressed every day I look at the news. And yeah, so I'm gonna put that in. I don't think we even need anything. Just perfect the way it is. And then I was just hanging out with the kids because Nick went with his friends to Emerald Tavern, which is like it's like a board game cafe, and they just did like a Final Fantasy draft, I think, together. I don't really know. So with kids, I'll do with fam. I think that works as well. And then afterwards, we did have a little pool party. One of our neighbors, so kind, and invited us over, like all of the families with kids over for a pool party. They have like a beautiful, 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 beautiful pool. and they had like a whole, they had like pizza and all kinds of stuff, and it was very, very fun. It was like storming, so we had to keep getting in and out, but it was very fun, and the kids had a blast. They had like a big cookie cake and all kinds of stuff, but they're like the sweetest people ever. They're like the grandparents of the, like, our like neighborhood-ish area. They're like adopted grandparents. And then we went ahead and just hung out, and then we did in the PM have a really big commander night with a bunch of our friends, which this one was very chaotic. So let's go ahead and just put this in for just hanging out, you know, just like your normal weekend chilling with the fam type situation. And then for our commander night, I think I will use just a little trophy, I think, because I think I won this one. Maybe I didn't. I don't remember, but whatever. So with fam, let's do... let's do another just with fam, whatever. This one would have been better with kids. I wonder if I could lift it without it like peeling up too much of the ink. I think so. I do have another one of these. I could just lift this whole thing up. I feel like the two with fams is not really vibing. And then I can actually do with kids, and then instead of using this one, I'll just use the kiddos and do with kids. That'll be cute. And then for commander night, I'm just going to do COMM. I love commander. I think it's so fun. I like it better than drafts, I think. But that's just me. Then Sunday was Father's Day. We didn't really do anything super wild for Father's Day. We don't really do anything really wild for Father's Day, Mother's Day, none of that. It's just another day, you know what I'm saying? So we went to Father's Day a little. So we just kind of vibed. We didn't do anything. So I'm just gonna put it in the. Well, actually, I guess sort of we did. So we did have swim lessons this day. I'm really blowing through this Once More with Love Pool Day 2.0 sheet. It's like really serving me with what I need. So we did have swim lessons. So I'm going to write in swim, and then I'll just do LESS. And then afterwards, we did go to Happy Chick, which is it's a chain. I don't know if it's like local chain or not, but they have chicken. It wasn't like my favorite thing in the world, but it might have been just what I got. I feel like I should have got a salad, if I'm being honest, but the fries were really good. So we, as a family, went there after swim lessons. And for Father's Day, I think I'll use like a little like Nick looking sticker for Father's Day. And then I did take a nap. Nick might have taken a nap too, like during quiet time. Which quiet time I ever mentioned, Lila takes naps, and then Theo and Bennett just kind of like hang in their room. They either, well, for a while there, it was like iPads, but I've kind of like trying to like sorry, if you ever hear me swallowing a lot, it's, well, not like ever, but like while I'm filming all of these Blame With Me's, it's because like I'm like congested AF. But anyways, yeah, I'm trying to like kind of put the brakes on so much iPad time. So the boys just kind of like hang out in their room. They could play with Legos, color, whatever. They have a bunch of stuff in their rooms, and they just kind of like vibe. I would say about on the weekends, especially like if there's swim, there's a really good chance that Bennett and Theo will probably fall asleep for like 30 minutes to an hour. But Lila's the only one that fully naps, and then the other two just kind of like have to vibe in their rooms and just like take a break. Because if not, especially if there's swim or there's something that we like did, they're going to be a wreck. By like 3 o'clock, it's going to be a trash hole. So sometimes we take a nap during that time if we're tired, especially because we had 2 swim days in a row. really does you in. And then we went to my in-laws for dinner because they wanted to cook. So I supplied the steaks and my father-in-law cooked. And we've had like corn a bunch of times like recently, but the corn that he made this time was so good. I think the corn like must be like in season. So I went to my in-laws for Father's Day. And I think we just got him like an Amazon gift card because I know there's a lot of things that he's like working up to buy or like planning to buy soon. He's like redoing their two, like not like the main bedroom, but like the two other bedrooms. So we just got him an Amazon gift card for Father's Day. And then I went to bed early this night, like really, really early, which I have been a lot recently. I feel like being outside so much in like the summer, it always makes me so sleepy. So I'm just going to put in sleepy AF for going to bed early. And that, my friends, is the whole dang spread. Let me zoom out and show you what she looks like. I don't know what I'm trying to do here. Hold on. Let me zoom you out. I think it looks so good. I don't know what I'm going to put over here. Well, maybe I'll put that it was Father's Day. I don't really know. Let's do, I want to do like an icon from the page to make it match cute. I burped again. Let's do this one for Father's Day. It's cute. And I'm going to write Dad's Day over here. And then I don't know what I want to put down here. I played a lot of Magic. That's one thing that I like see through is that we played a lot of Magic. And I'll use the little D20 because I feel like you could use that for Magic because a lot of people use D20s for like life counters. So I'm just going to write in Magic Week and call it a day. I don't. I use like the little spinny card things because I feel like the D20 is just really annoying. So that is everything. I think it turned out so cute. See, I was actually flipping through this and I realized I did not put a 15mm strip here. I think I was going to, like, instead of doing the daisies, because there's so many daisies and flowers, I was going to do bows and I just forgot to. So I'm going to do that after this, I think. But I think this turned out fabulous. I think it's just so stinking pretty. I have a couple of extra little deco bits on here that I am just going to pop on. But I hope you like this video. If you made it all the way till the end, leave some kind of, like, space. Oop! I don't know where that one went. Space, planet kind of situation in the comments down below. But I hope you are having a fabulous whatever day you're watching this and that life is treating you well, and know that I love you and appreciate you. Oh wait, there it is. And I will talk to y'all in my next video.